Good evening, everyone. As usual, we are starting Wednesday evening session, meditation session right now. Please join for the recitation. Calm your mind and relax your body. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Please turn the book, page number 2 in the book. බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒ ුතියම්පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒ ුතියම්පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒ ුතියම්පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි තතියම්පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි තතියම්පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි තතියම්පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි. The 5 precepts. පානාතිපාතා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. අදින්නාදානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමා දට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. Please turn the page number 15. Number 14 and 15. ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විජ්ජාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදෝ අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති සාක්ඛාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සන්දෙට්ඨිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහි පස්සිකෝ ඕපනයිකෝ පච්චත්තං වේදිතම්බෝ විඤ්ඤෝහිති සුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨපුරිස පුංගලා ඒස භගවතෝ ශාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේයෝ කිනෙයෝ අංජලිකරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක්කෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති සාදු සාදු සාදු. Okay, well friends, now please adjust your seat and sit comfortably wherever you are. Now we are going to practice loving kindness meditation and breathing meditation. Relax your body and calm your mind. Gently close your eyes. Relax. Let go all other thoughts. Being free. Calm your mind. Sharing loving friendliness. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I always meet with spiritual success. May I also have courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in my life. May my family members be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with spiritual success. May they also have courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in their life. May my relatives be well, happy, and peaceful. May my friends be well, happy, and peaceful. May all indifferent persons, may all unfriendly persons be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to anyone. May they always meet with spiritual success. May they also have courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in their life. May all in the United States be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to anyone. May all be well, happy, and peaceful. May all be free from suffering. May all have happy minds. May all have happy minds. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Sharing loving friendliness towards all living beings, above, below, and every corner in this country, in other countries, and this planet, beyond this planet. May all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. May all have happy minds. Please continue the breathing meditation. Experience the breath body. I am mindfully breathing in and out, slowly and gently. Breathing in long, breathing out long. Relax and calm your mind. Please continue the breathing meditation. Dukkhapatthacha nidukkha Bhayapatthacha nibbaya Sokapatthacha nisoka Hantu sabbe pipanino Dukkhapatthacha nidukkha Bhayapatthacha nibbaya Sokapatthacha nisoka Hantu sabbe pipanino Dukkhapatthacha nidukkha Bhayapatthacha nibbaya Sokapatthacha nisoka Hantu sabbe pipanino Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, well, friends, please turn the page number 47. Discourse on loving friendliness. One is skilled in good, wishing to attain that state of peace, should act thus. One should be able, straight, upright, obedient, gentle, and humble. One should be content, easy to support with few duties, living lightly, controlled in senses, discreet, not impudent, unattached to families. One should not do any slight wrong, which the wise might censure. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long or large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment. Whether standing, walking, or sitting, lying down, or whenever awake, one should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into inert views, but virtuous and endowed with vision, removing desire for sensual pleasures. One comes never again to birth in the womb. By the power of this truth, may I always have well being. By the power of this truth, may I always have well being. By the power of this truth, may you always have well being. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Okay, friends. So we are continuing the sutra discourse called Kalama, and especially, I hope you might remember, we discussed the three words: greed, hate, and delusion. So Buddha invited to the Kalamas how without greed, without hate, without delusion, uh, the Buddha asked from the group of people, how do you feel without deluded mind? It's as it is says, what do you think, Kalamas? Does greed appear in a man for his benefits or harm? So the Buddha asking questions, the greed and hate and deluded mind. So what happened? Someone would have the greed. Because of greed and because of hate and because of delusion or deluded mind, uh, would become harm, or like we can say these three words as three poison. Greed, you all of you remember that because of greed it means attach or need or want it, so forth. So because of greed, all the uh, problems would be arised, greed and so forth. We are last Wednesday we discussed uh, the four exalted dwellings. So we are continuing that paragraph, the four exalted dwellings. The disciples of the noble ones, Kalamas, who in this way is devoid of coveting, devoid of ill will, undeluded, clearly comprehending, and mindful, dwells having pervaded with the thought of empty, one quarter, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, so above, below, and across. He dwells having pervaded because of the existence in it of all living beings everywhere, the entire world, with the great exalted, boundless thought of amity that is free of hate or malice. Uh, the word ill will is included as in the five hindrances. It's talk about in the hindrances the word ill will. It's called in uh, the Pali word that we used, vyapada, ill will. The hindrances the practitioner should overcome or should overcome the hindrances to become an enlightenment person. Ill will is uh, one of the we discuss in the hindrances. The second one is ill will, vyapada. How this vyapada is working on this mind. Uh, this mind is been creating or generating many thoughts, so that we know according to our expectations, and sometimes this mind is uh, is accepted, like pleasantful thought or unpleasantful thoughts or neutral thoughts, whatever. So if some would like to have it, so it means this mind is starting to generate the thoughts. And you know, all the thoughts, the problem is these thoughts we can keep, mostly we can keep as it is. It's, you know, subjected to change. Whatever in our mind, always changing. Because of this change, the ill will would work on our mind, you know, ill will. So unsatisfactoriness or unwholesome thoughts, so forth, ill will. And undiluted, the next second word is undiluted. Deluded mind, and you know, the how to become undeluded mind from deluded mind. So deluded mind is cause all suffering. It's not real. The fake, we call fake. So the nature of this mind is always been creating some fake things as like real. So through the eye, when we see picture through the eye consciousness or ear consciousness, so forth, feel like when we experience the external objects, feel like something is real. You know, fake things also feel like real. So that is why we call the this mind is would always like cheated what we experience, you know. So therefore it is very important to uh, develop our mind until undiluted. So we call undiluted. So delusion is not make our mind unreal, not the truth, reality. So clearly comprehending. So what we do on this path, we always trying to realize what we experience, what are in my mind, what I experience by observing external objects, and how I generate the thoughts when I see something, when I hear, when I smell, when I taste, so forth, through the sense, how I experience the external objects and how my mind been creating thoughts. So the practitioner should aware, always need to aware thoughts, what is in my mind, what is in mind. So that is what we call clearly comprehending and mindful. You know, we always are mindful and clearly comprehending. So when some would walk in this path, so we can overcome each obstacles and each steps, and finally we can attain and fully comprehending, or finally we can attain fully enlightenment. So unless this mind is like blind mind, you know, uh, you know, like deluded. So what happened to our mind is gradually our mind is developing to overcome the deluded. It's come, we can, our view, our thought is become different. You know, different judge and different uh, uh, understanding. So I mean different mean the real or complete understand that we can have by uh, have through the clear comprehending. So the Buddha asked from Kalamas, develop the mind until undiluted, or develop your mind or overcome your mind obstacles and ignorance level. You know, we call the word avijja. Avijja means ignorance. And this ignorance means not knowing the Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths. Not knowing Noble Eightfold Path. Not knowing any kind of, the reality, real things, not knowing. So that's what we call ignorance. In Pali, we use avijja, undiluted and clearly comprehending. So, day by day, gradually, what what happened to me. So we can experience in day to day when we realize this, when we are mindful, we can just reflect my mind. What is in my mind? How I analyze the things, how I think, and how I create thoughts, and by through the sensation. So then we call that the mindfully. I'm mindfully and clearly comprehending and mindful dwells, having pervaded with the thought of empty. One quarter, likewise the second, likewise the third. So, the covetousness, the word, this mind is coveting, devoid of coveting. This mind is like a magic mind. Sometimes we call monkey mind, and so it's jumping. We can, you know, uh, we can, sometimes some would experience they can control their mind. So thinking. Some could be past memories. Sometimes expecting something in the future, or always wondering with thoughts, no peace, no calm. So sometimes some mm, uh, full of thoughts. So we call like stress. Sometimes some people would say, I'm so stressed, because of running, and wandering the mind, thoughts to thoughts, finally become a little bit tired and so forth. So mindful or clearly comprehending and mindful would help us to bring peace within us. So that's why we practice meditation. That's why we always continuing reflecting the mind. So it's not it's very easy, but one should have to practice to reflect their mind and reflect. And second one is understanding, clearly comprehending, understanding. Without understand, whatever the mind would come many thoughts and wandering, sometimes verbal actions, sometimes physical actions, and sometimes mental actions. Can do any actions by using the thoughts. But one who realized, one who understood what is in my mind and how it origin, what is the cause of this thought. So then very quickly they can analyze it and they can react according to their perceptions. And it's very important. very important. Unless sometimes this mind made some mad. Sometimes this mind is crazy, you know, crazy. It's really uh, people would experience so much things, and they they try to stop their mind, or but they don't want. But we always discuss this topic, and this mind can stop, uh, only we can stop the thoughts by understanding. So realizing realization is help us to stop unwholesome thoughts, or stop uh, unnecessary thoughts. Realization, unless we can stop the thoughts, it's understanding is help us to develop our mental status. Always understanding. So what should be understood? So Buddha advised us to guide us to develop these steps, develop this path, and overcome the hindrances, overcome the ill will, and overcome the sloth and torpor, and realize the sensual desire, realize the sensual pleasure, and then uh, you can understood it well and think it, then you can decide. You can think and decide. So do I further develop this mind? Do I further making making subtopics? I mean, the many thoughts. Suppose some would think, suppose some would experience one incident. So every moment to moment, and day and night, sometimes been creating thoughts. The root, and now the tree, the seed. They plant the seed. Seed means the thought, and now its seed is growing a big tree. It means many thoughts, many thoughts. So uh, clearly comprehending and mindful would help us uh, to stop unnecessary thoughts, so that we can use, sometime thinking so both is wasting our time, energy, and could be, we say, the mental stress, and no relax, no calm, no peace, no sleep well, no, no eat well, can't work well. So many things would happen to us. So therefore it's very important to have a peaceful mind. Peaceful mind means realization. I realize it, I understood it, and I can overcome it. I know it well. How this happened, how this continuously happened into me. That is what we call clearly comprehending and mindful. So this is the Buddha advised and asked from the Kalamas. You have to develop your mind like undiluted your mind. So delusion is the very broad meaning. It has a very broad meaning, delusion. So the entire life, our life, we experience through the sensation so many different experiences. So this mind, like magic mind, this mind is ready to cheat something. So when we see something, when we hear something, so forth, we need to have a clear comprehending. Unless some would can be in create millions of hundreds of thousand thoughts, right? So these thoughts, time to time, thinking and thinking and thinking, means that generating, rethinking and generating, generating the new thoughts. And it's finally, some would say it's hard, or some would say get tired. So physically they would not tired, but mentally tired. So it's not the. That is why we are that is why we want to have a clear companion in mind. So as a practitioner, we always we practice and we develop to understand the realization around me, in me. First in me. How? In my mind. I understood my mind. So okay, so I understood my mind. Covetousness, avoiding coveting, avoiding coveting, avoiding of ill will, avoiding delusion or undeluded mind, and generating and developing clearly comprehended mind. So this is the very important thing. So as we all experience, time to time, we can overcome overcome obstacles and barriers on our mind, and we can have a fully concentration, and we can have a fully peace on my mind. So that is what we can have right now, and that is what we can experience in this moment. So this is what the Buddha taught to the Kalamas. So developing devoid of coveting and devoid of ill will and undeluded mind, so forth. It's very important. So and also the Brahma Vihara, sharing loving kindness and is very much appreciated. Compassion and joy and equanimity. So what happened? The undeluded mind and clearly comprehending mind is developing our four Brahma Vihara: loving kindness and compassion, joy, and equanimity. So this is, we it's really it started to work by realizing, by understanding. Sharing loving kindness, what does it real mean is when I change in my mind and I love myself as well as I love others, all beings, and compassion towards every being, all beings, compassion, joy. So I'm happy, happy to see, no hatred, no any anger thoughts, no any kind of harmful thoughts, no any kind of unwholesome thoughts. And upekka means equanimity. Equanimity is, until at an enlightenment level, equanimity is gradually developing in our mind. Equanimity. Okay. So forth. The Brahma Vihara. All right. So if someone can read the second paragraph for me, please.
I can, Bhante. This is Deepti.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. The second paragraph, right? He lives having pervaded with the thought of compassion 1/4. Likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. So above, below, and across. He dwells having pervaded because of the existence in it of all living beings, everywhere, the entire world, with the great, exalted, boundless thought of compassion that is free of hate or malice. He lives having pervaded with the thought of gladness 1/4, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, So above, below, and across, he dwells, having pervaded because of the existence in it of all living beings, everywhere, the entire world, with the great, exalted, boundless thought of gladness that is free of hate and malice. Should I continue?
Yes, please.
He lives, having pervaded with the thought of equanimity, 1/4, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. So above, below, and across, he dwells, having pervaded because of the existence in it of all living beings, everywhere, the entire world, with the great, exalted, boundless thought of equanimity that is free of hate and malice.
Thank you, Deeptinona.
You're welcome.
And yeah, the last one, I think, Miss Joyce, can you read for me last paragraph, please?
The four solaces, Bhante?
No, the below one, below paragraph. He lives having pervaded.
Okay. He lives having pervaded with the thought of equanimity, 1/4, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, so above, below, and across. He dwells having pervaded because of the existence in it of all living beings, everywhere, the entire world, with the great, exalted, boundless thought of equanimity that is free of hate or malice.
Thank you. As it says, like everywhere, the entire world, with the great, exalted, boundless thought of equanimity that is free of hate or malice. So, you know, the equanimity is a very powerful word, very powerful. You know, it's gradually developing in me and in us, you know, by realization. Through the realization, our equanimity level is always been growing, growing, and yeah. So, do you have any questions? Please let me know.
Bhante, this is Deepti. Why does it say 1/4? Is it just saying that you start, in
Yeah,
each paragraphs, it says 1/4, likewise the second, likewise the second, third. Is it just saying that it's growing? Or is that what it is?
yes, because you know it's the Buddha. Buddha is talking with the group of people, and so it's, you know, all these facts is developing gradually, right? It would not come once at once, right? You know, it would take some time, and so Buddha asked from these people, you know, 1/4, like likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, so forth. He is explaining. So it's gradually we want to develop these facts like compassion, loving kindness, equanimity, and joy. So everything, yeah, 1/4. So it's you can, I think, make sense what I mean here.
Yes.
You know, all these Brahma Vihara or other facts that we discussed here, undiluted or clearly comprehended or uh, coveting, not coveting. So everything is developing gradually. You know, so it doesn't happen automatically. So we have to engage, we have to practice, we have to do something. Unless this doesn't change in me. You know, we always we do this research, and I applied into my life, and I practice it daily. I practice it and I experience it. And so through my experience, through my knowledge, through my understanding, so it becomes, you know, my view and my my experience, how I experience the external objects, is it's become gradually change, you know, my view and everything. So it's very important. That's why when we walk this path, we can realize it, you know. It's talking Four Noble Truth and Eightfold Path and dependent origination, so forth. There's many sections we are studying, and we are we do the research, many sections, I mean. So each sections, you know, we try to realize it and overcome it and develop it. Sometimes some sections we eradicate, fully eradicate. So ill will is, we want to eradicate the ill will. Sloth and torpor, we want to eradicate it. You know, we have to have a good effort. Good effort. And so forth. You know, avijja, the word avijja means ignorance. Is we are trying to overcome our avijja or ignorance level. So we try to figure out the reality. So this would happen gradually, you know. Gradually. So we want to work for to grow this, or to come this state of mind level. We have to work. So that's why you all been participating the meditation session and practicing meditation and doing this research. What happened, you know? So this is the research, yeah, right? So this would help us to develop my mind, and would help us to develop my clear comprehension. It means at an enlightenment level, or developing state of my mind level, different states, you know, different states. So as you know, we all had we passed our young age sometime, you know, we are not a little boy or little girl. So we passed that period, right, time. So now, due to age level, so we are, how we judge, how we think, how we analyze our experiences. Because of age, we been changing, right? Because of age. So as the same way, you know, no need to age level limit for this research. You know, one who realize it, once they can change it. You know, when they have this, they can change it. They can change their view, so forth. Yeah, I think Ms. Joyce, you can share your thoughts with the 4 Brahma Vihara, and if you would like to share your thoughts.
Well, I do have a question, and that is, I'm not positive all the time what they mean by equanimity. It seems like it's more than, at first I thought maybe it was more a neutral state, but it seems to also have joy and compassion, gladness, you know, in it. Is that a better definition, that equanimity holds all those positive qualities, not just like a neutral
Yeah,
position?
um, I'll add, yeah, absolutely. Uh, you know, equanimity is kind of we can experience by our understanding level. Very simple example is, suppose before you now you've been meditating for a long time, and before you start meditation, suppose how you uh, react, or how you react, you are verbally, physically, and mentally. I mean, how you experience what you through the sensation, how you judge, how you analyze it in day-to-day life. And when you started to meditate, or when you started to do this research, how your mind is working right now. So that is, if you feel like I'm developed my mind, and I am, so suppose some would say, Bante, oh Bante, I was so angry. My anger level is so high. When I drive, I was so angry. So, but now I am not get angry. So I am burning myself before. Right now I am not burning myself. So because of he is able to overcome his this particular, this kind of problems, like so now he would not feel angry. Now he's got angry, but not continuously keep in his mind. Once he forget it, he can do that because of his understanding level, because of his realization. So that this particular thing that we can develop, say this is the equanimity level. It's a very broad meaning. It has a very broad meaning. So we can say that whatever we understand, whatever we realized, according to our mental state, we call equanimity level. Equanimity, how I judge, how I observe, how I analyze the things, how I behave according to my thoughts. It's totally get different. So I'm the part of this nature. So nature is not the part of me. So I'm the part of this nature. So arising, vanishing, arising, vanishing. So I'm also arising and vanishing, right? My thoughts are arising and vanishing, arising and vanishing, arising and vanishing. So many thoughts. So this is the nature of my mind, and the body is arising and vanishing someday. So everything we are fully realize it, fully understand it. No worries, no worries. Because of understand would help us to keep my mind happy, 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 happy. Always I'm happy, no worry, no doubt, no any regrets. Because of my understanding level, I always happy, and my body and mental healthy and physical healthy, everything is fine because of my happiness, okay. So this happiness is unconditional, conditional, right? So nobody can damage to this happiness, nobody can steal this happiness. So this is, I develop within me. So this state of mind we can call equanimity level, right? So it's equanimity level. So because of this state or experience of my mind, my view is different, and so this means no delusion, no deluded mind in me. I understood the reality, real, no worry, no confusion, sometimes some people confuse. Whatever, they have everything, but there are a lot of question marks. So they have everything, but so a lot of question marks. So what happened when we develop our equanimity level? No question marks. All the answers are are there. All the answers are there. No question marks, no confusion, no any doubt, no any regret, so forth. So I would say when we develop in this path, our equanimity level is growing. Yeah, is that make sense, Ms. Joyce?
Yes, Bhante, that does. That's very helpful. It makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I think yeah. Uh, we will be continue this lesson on next Wednesday, and this is Jessic. I think I pronounce your name correctly. If I make any wrong pronunciation, please apologize. Jessic. Okay. So thank you for everyone, and Amara Singh, and thank you everyone for joining this evening. And I hope to see you on next Wednesday, same time.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night,
Good
everybody.
night. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.